heavy.
I graduated at the wall at 16. And I like these sweaters.
And so she's starting to record.
But
That's why.
you should know she has a cute sweater.
Are we up and running?
Yep.
We're live. Okay. Going to call the town of Lynnville Town Council meeting for February 3rd, 2026. Call that meeting to order at 6:19. Let's see, Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. Roll call: Brian Cook, present. Mike Mitchell, Michael May, Chris Wisher, here. Louis Stokes,
Here.
Rachel Pitzer,
Present.
George Horn,
Present.
and Dave Goldenberg is present. We have the forum. Have you all had a chance to review the minutes of January 20th, 2026?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from January 20th, 2026.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Approval of current bills, January 20th, 2026 through February 3rd.
I'll make a motion to approve the current bills from January 20th, 2026 through February 3rd, 2026.
I second that.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Passes. Treasury report, general operating, $54,562.99. MDH, $68,395.12. Lit, $79,891.65. Public safety, $144,094.16. Public improvement projects, $65,012.29. 1882 venue, $676.70. Community center, $4,477.20. Fire department, $283,952.74. Park, $117,494.96. Utilities operating budget, $3,670.13. Opioid settlement, $3,629.20. Dempsey Trail, $69,048.94. In your packets, there's a budget status report, the 2026 project funding report, the Main Street project and bond requisitions report. Nothing's changed on those, right, Lord?
There's a couple things added, just the Commonwealth to the project funding. There was a payment for SRF thing, yeah, and then the 5-year. So those two things were added, those two payments. But that was it.
Beyond Brian Cook, town manager. You got some type of report from that?
Yeah. The webinar will be tomorrow at about 10 o'clock for the GIS to kick off for our demo. It is a little different than what I relayed that Aaron told us to, that it was that basically they would come in and do it. This is basically they give us their equipment to try and we do. So we will be the ones going out and GIS and stuff to start this. And this demo is to show us how to do the mapping part of it. So there's also an email being sent to Aaron to see if this is something that Commonwealth can load the mapping in. So his description and their description doesn't fit the same thing as what we were told. So we will have more details tomorrow after we have this webinar with them about the full demo of the equipment. But it looks like we are going to be the ones doing the work in the field. They just kind of show us how to do it and how to use the equipment.
Yeah, I ask if you're gonna even consider going down Main or Church Street because of different laterals being put in that didn't come through the board to make sure that.
Yes, we will document anything we find. Like if we have,
Do the whole town?
yeah,
Okay.
basically the way it's going.
Eventually.
Yeah, the way GSI works is like when we have a water leak.
Yeah.
When we fix it and that hose is open, we're gonna pin that water line or whatever at that time because we know exactly where it's at. And then that keeps generating those maps.
I seen that up at one of the AIM conferences, Glenn Kissling put it on.
Yes.
I think it's, Glenn,
Mhm.
yes. He did that several years ago. And the reason that I would make sure that Church Street was done was because of the buildings that's on Church Street.
Yeah, we will definitely be doing like water valves, manholes, all that stuff will be done right off the bat. Now, as far as laterals to houses, that'll only be done as we find them.
Right.
So, yeah, that's why how the GIS works is if we stumble upon something we don't know we have, we document it, it generates it in that map.
So if you do all of that, then when we have like Mainstream and different Spectrum and different ones come in town, they can go through you and you can say, you can't go down this street because of X amount of feet in water and sewer.
The new GIS, depending on which system we go with,
Mhm.
we can be within 6 inches of a utility that we know where it's marked at to a 2 foot. 2 foot is the variance that everybody goes by, is their guideline. But the more money you spend, the more accurate it can be.
Right.
So, but that'll be something we'll have to look at the plans. Do we just want to be within a foot? Do we want to be within the standard 2 foot? And that determines on what we spend in this GIS system.
But if we have this, you can ask right off the bat which one would be the best for these companies coming in and digging through our lines.
Well, by code, we just have to be within 2 feet. If they hit it within 2 feet of a mark, it's on their responsibility.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted, but they would come in and go through you.
No.
No,
They call 811. We go do the locate, and that's how it works. Which is what I've got locates that were called in today from Mainstream, wanting to try to bore on 68 again. So
I guess I was hoping that they would come through you to say, you can go down the street because.
well, that's what 811 does. It makes them come to us because we get
Right.
the locates.
Well, they'll probably all be done for we can afford that. It's nice.
So that's something we do daily. 811 is checked every morning. The same with the water meters. Reports are pulled. These are printed off. Gives you a description of what they're doing, where they're doing it, and that's how we try to catch people before they do something that they're not supposed to do. So that's basically with this one. We've got Mainstream with a different contractor trying to bore on 68 and Cherry Street again that we're going to have to deal with. And then Regal has called in the start of the bridge as of the 5th for their locates. They're going to be going 20 foot deep when they do that.
Do we know when that's supposed to start?
It says the 5th. They called it in today and says the start date is the 5th. It doesn't mean they'll be digging on the 5th, just means that is the start date for that project. And it is Regal who is doing it.
How much timeframe will they give you when they're gonna actually
So
facilitate a deeper?
we will definitely be very close with that because we have an air relief valve just about 15 feet north of that, of 68, right there at the other side of the creek. There's a concrete vault there with an air relief. So if they're gonna go 20 foot deep, they're gonna be basically pretty close to us when they do that. And then the other one you're gonna have is Patoka comes through there. It goes underneath there somewhere too.
Maybe that'd be the best place to put your GPS system. I've never wondered for that.
The only other update I have, the SCADA, we had some programming issues. As of today, they did get that fixed. It is to go back online as of Monday, the new SCADA system. We will be checking alarms on Monday, so we should be switching from the dial-up back to the new SCADA to go forward with that. And we are finally thawed out at the sewer plant for the wasting, where we can start wasting back into the dumpster like we were. For the last week and a half, we've been wasting into the holding tank because our dewatering boxes froze solid.
Um, Any update on the Spurgeon? Spurgeon,
Spurgeon, I have passed on some information to Chris, and I'm going to get him a copy of a video for the I going into there, plus the water and the electrical boxes. And we did Thursday, Little Page with pump service was here and replaced the floats in the Spurgeon lift station, which was the issue that we had the emergency call in. We had basically a low alarm afloat that went bad, that was basically not shutting the pumps off. So we were having to kind of babysit it to keep from burning the pump up.
So it's just basically kind of a standstill right now.
Yeah, as far as we're still fighting the water issue that we've been fighting since the very beginning. But as far as the working operation, the station is working perfect right now. We're not having no issues with it. There was just a bad float that went out that needed to be replaced. So we went ahead and upgraded the floats back to the manual floats and got rid of the mercury floats that were in it.
You know,
That's it.
thank you, Brian.
Okay.
yes,
Within your binders, you'll find work orders.
Yes.
Self-empty work orders, and what they've been doing, along with purchase orders for January. Metro's not here, Microne's not here. Going to residential business, wastewater adjustment request, $57.20, 201 West First Street. They call it the water heater that leaked, and water did not run down the sewer, it ran into a pipe that ran up to the street. He's looking to have us approve an adjustment of,
Do they realize when they call in here that they can only get one adjustment a year?
not on that. Right?
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
One
It's
year.
It's 1 year,
Mhm.
whatever if they use it on a water leak or pool fill, it's 1 year.
But that's why when I seen such a low amount, do they realize that?
They were told.
That's all I need to know. It's on, recorded, and you said they were told.
They were told.
Yeah. And the one on Beaver Lane also.
I'd be looking for a motion on A, 5720.
I will make a motion to do the wastewater adjustment for $57.20 at 201 West First Street, hot water leak, wastewater heater in basement floor it did not go in the sewer.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item B is 101 Beaver Lane, it's an outside valve leak. Again, the water didn't go into the sewer. This one, it was $168.81.
I'll make a motion to wastewater adjustment request for $168.81 at 101 Beaver Lane. Outside valve was leaking.
Second that motion.
Motion made, second, all in favor?
Aye.
New business update on Commonwealth. There's a report in the binder. Where he has sent us kind of update, which they're gonna start doing every Friday. And I came back and asked him some questions about it. Wastewater improvement project. We're waiting on some further financial analysis. Those analyses are waiting till we can get the books kind of closed for February. He provides Steve Rock those numbers until the end of the month. That's on our radar. ER is holding a period for 30 days. Others are due back within the next 10 days. So that's something that they're working on wastewater. Financial discussion is ongoing. Again, they're talking about the further financial payments, which will not be done until the end of this month. The smoke testing report's been provided. Bond anticipation note details been provided. Keep your finger up.
On the smoke testing report, so where do we go from here? I mean, we did the smoke testing, we have the report. Is it in our court to start initiating contact for?
We are going to start the first round, which is going to be contacting all the homeowners who have broken sewer cleanouts that need to be repaired.
When do you plan on starting that?
That will be, we've already started it, collecting it. It'll probably within the next 2 weeks, we will start sending out notices to the houses with a copy of the report and a picture. And then basically tell them once it's fixed, they need to call us back for an inspection.
Put that on Facebook so that, that's, they know what's going on. Is that what you got?
It's gonna be a 30-day notice.
That's what I was gonna.
What is it,
It's
30
gonna
days?
be a 30-day notice. They'll have 30 days to get it done.
And these are just the broken sewer
Just
cleanouts?
broken sewer clean out, yeah.
That's just for the people that failed
Right.
the notes. You have a
I
question
wanna,
about
off the
that?
top of my head, I wanna think we have 51 or 52 of them.
You say 51? 52.
52.
52.
All right.
So if I didn't say go smoke in my yard, I was okay. Yeah.
That's all I had on that, David. Thanks.
And we will, the next one will be the stronger repairs that we have. There's a couple abandoned sewers that were leaking. We've got a couple manholes that were leaking that we'll have to make a plan on tackling those.
Bond anticipating note details. We're still involved. We're waiting for legal action. We can't move forward with that until we get some other actions done in finances. Rail grading. Aaron says he's still waiting for updates from Duke, I would assume, on revised alignments, or I guess that's his people, on revised alignments for the discussions. So they're still trying to figure out where they're gonna put them to get the information where we can put it out. Master capital improvements plan. That plan, it's just a draft CIP for council comment. We haven't seen it yet. We'll ask you what date we're going to be anticipating that. And the Spurgeon connection, think we talked about that earlier. So that's being worked up. GIS mapping, we've already talked about that. Miscellaneous items, Darner Road water extension. My knowledge, all work to date is complete, no further actions required. Your understanding, Brian? Yes, Darner Road, Spurgeon lift station, again, that's what we're talking about, fixing a breaker and figuring out who has to do what. Duke says it's Coverstein says it's Duke. Attorney may have to get involved. And we'll go down that path here shortly. The CCMG closeout documentation has been done, no further work is required. We did get a notice back that $10,000. How much was that?
Oh,
You kicked out.
they kicked that out. It was 5,500.
I'm going to call and try to get them convinced that that was part of the street project. Metzger, I think, calculated in some of their estimates, but when the work got done and had to be done when there was some, they called Wilcox and Wilcox did it. And Wilcox billed us and we paid Wilcox, and then when we turned that bill into the state, they're saying it wasn't part of our thing. So I'm gonna call them and see if I can sweet talk them into accepting that and asking them if I get Wilcox to invoice Metzger and then have Metzger turn around and invoice us. Everybody gets happy because we did come in under. And so I will be doing that in the next few days. I think Spurgeon issue, we talked about that, Rocky Lori. So that's all that from Aaron. Do we want Aaron to come to the next meeting or to a meeting? If we do, he's willing to come. I just need to know so I can get him here. I don't want him to come up here and just sit out there in the audience. So,
Is there a reason why we need him to come just yet?
you know,
We're still waiting on so many things.
if it keeps giving us this weekly update, I see no reason for him to come.
No, I don't either.
Okay. Update on GIS, we've already talked about that. Yes, I skipped something here. I skipped two things. SRF deadline. We got a filing deadline coming up of April 1st for Steve Brock. He's got to wait to get some financial information to turn it in. There we go again. We can't get financial information done until the end of February. We're looking at. So he's going to be under some push when we get it. Miss that deadline, then that's going to push us off. But we can only do what we can do. Wastewater improvement project that still hasn't really moved forward yet. You know, one of these days we'll get some information on that. We got the costs or kind of some estimates. We're waiting on Steve to give us some numbers so we can turn information over for bonding and try to figure all that out. Hopefully it's going to be a major issue, but it's coming up soon. Updates on GIS, we've already talked about that. There's a town entry sign design. Rachel, I've got your name there if you want to discuss those.
Okay.
Or-
So you will see that new ones have been added this afternoon. And the reason why is these entry signs are on NDOT property. So first, before we can even file for the grant to replace our existing entry signs, I have to ask for permission from NDOT. And so we have to decide on a sign because that has to be submitted in too. Ally and I talked. You guys were originally given the two that had the pickaxe on it, and we are not comfortable with the pickaxe and safety and how it's going to be implemented into the sign. Um, and so, and also, if NDOT is not comfortable with that design either, then that's going to slow everything down as well. And so I asked her to draft then the 4 new ones that are in front of those for review to submit to NDOT. These signs will be on east side, west side, and north side of town. Which the north side of town, the existing side, the sign is on top of the hill, field. And I am requesting that we move it on down north on 61 to the corner, where the triangular piece of ground is at 61 in Somerville Road. Because my church is the one that maintains this sign, and it's really kind of dangerous where it's located. It's on a hill. On top of that, this would be a nice flat piece of area that we'd have much easier to access. So that's my recommendation on where the north sign goes.
Can you tell me what the difference is between 2, 3, and 4?
3 and 4. one's got a round-
So you have,
Is it the color of the post?
yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Well, that is kind of the color. Of the
You know, I counted each one of those leaves on the roses down there to see if that was it. The posts are a little different from some of them. It has different colors on the posts.
Mhm.
And I'm just asking you a question. Do we know that NDOT's got a problem with that pickaxe? Or we think they may have a problem with that pickaxe?
We think they may. I mean, Ally expressed her concern first, and then when she did, I was like, okay, well, I'll be honest with you, I kind of do too. I mean, and we kind of touched base on it too, that I didn't know how it would be fabricated, that I didn't want it to break off, but at the same time, I don't want someone to impale themselves on it either. So I was like, I don't know. It doesn't mean we can still use that on other designs, just not on the signs. And so basically, looking at, we need to, obviously the card posts that you see on options 3 and 4 would be done by Amanda Johnson. And she would do the carving on that side of the post. And that would be a design. Okay.
I like option 3. So I like the carvings and the wood,
Mhm.
both posts. I like, where's the established?
3 and 4 are basically the same other than.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The post has
Yeah, the post is different.
the one post, I'm just pointing that out. Option 4's got a post that the rainwater may dry off of it, where the other one may sit up there and rot the wood. So you may want to consider that. I don't care. They're all the same. I'll leave it to you two to decide which ones you want. So far. Yours says 3.
I like the carved post,
I agree.
Okay.
So we'll go with 4. All right.
option 3. Do we need a motion?
You
on it?
said 3. You
And
said 4.
did you say which one?
Yours said 3.
Oh, Dorsey 3.
And you said 4.
Oh, I said 4 so that the carved post would be completely exposed. Where option 3 has the sign going in front of part of it.
Well, that's true. Could she do a post on the other side of 4?
Pretty good.
I like the post.
Okay. All right.
So, option
With-
4 would be great if we.
So we're hopping to option 4 now.
Option 4, if she
The
could
2 carved posts.
carving on both sides.
Okay.
And I like option 4 also, for the point that I made where it comes to a point,
Mhm.
we won't have water damage.
Okay.
And that doesn't need a motion, does it?
No.
No. I don't think so.
All right. I just wanted to know what I would submit today.
There you go.
There we go.
Which one did you like, Rachel?
Huh?
Which one did you like for? I did too, but we can do the post the same.
Okay.
That's what drew me to option 3 was that the posts were the same. But if we can move them in front, no big deal.
Review and discuss the current complaint form. I guess I made this into an issue because I made up a new complaint form. I didn't know we had a complaint form. So we have not implemented any changes. We're still using the current town form and not the one that I did. And I don't know if
Well, if you guys don't mind, on yours, you actually put the town of Lynnville with the address. Mine doesn't have that. It's very generic because it's the same one from the county. So I can add that to ours.
if the question is, do we need to do something a little different, large now, or do you want to move to the new one? It doesn't matter to me. The one that I did, I stole from Warwick County.
Right.
That's what they do up there.
Yeah.
I figured-
Yeah.
The one we
I
have.
figured they've looked at it.
It's,
And this one's got a notary name and signature and says that they'll be a witness if they have to be, if it goes into, the other one doesn't get pinpointed. You know, if they're gonna make a complaint and we end up having to take somebody to court, this person who complains needs to look up, and go to it.
I'm fine with it. Yeah.
I mean, complaints are complaint. We'll find out if they really are, if they are
just now
serious
at it.
about it.
I would just say that it, to the extent they can be specific, and I think one of these forms says be specific.
It says complaint, and they're gonna have to write it out.
Yeah, I just, like we've talked about.
Yeah.
When we're sending out notices, we need to know specifics so we can
Yeah.
give good instruction on what the violation is and what needs to be done to rectify it, or else that you think that they'll know, but then they're like, well, I don't know what you're telling me to do. Bring it up.
yeah. Our current one, the one that we already have, says be specific.
Yeah, we just need,
We'll work on that language.
just need
What kind
good
of
direction.
That been brought up. Parks is a little different. Do we need a separate one for the park, which I guess we do, because we're trying to get campers' name and site numbers?
You might need different information
Yeah.
on
Rather
that
than
one.
The complaint be specific, there's a resolution that you will fill out. How many of those do you do a year? Complaints for the park?
I think I did 2 last year.
So it's not a big item. Do neither one of you have any qualms with this one? If we just kind of maybe clean it up a little bit, if need be, change the park superintendent's name out, somebody that's actually works here.
Yeah.
That would be the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, we will. I will give
Address
it
that
a-
Thursday.
Well, that tells you how long it's
We
been
can
since I
address
used
that
one.
Thursday.
Okay,
He's been gone a year.
so that gets past that. I think everybody's in agreements now and have a chance to look. Number 7, review and approve 1882 venue rental agreement. We talked about it at the last meeting. We said, here's what we wanted to do with the price. And I guess there's an agreement in here.
I have not seen an agreement.
Do we need to review and approve an 1882 rental agreement? We talked about the pricing of 150 or
We
something.
talked that to clean up the language in it.
Did we make a motion to move to that?
Yes.
I think we did.
The pricing, yes, you did.
So I'm making this up in the agenda that we don't need to do it. If we do, we'll come back to it.
So we just need our attorney to go through the language and clean it up.
I think we took.
That was from Kayla.
We'll
That we
run,
can review
Oh,
later.
we'll run,
Yeah.
we'll run it by Chris, so he
Yeah.
can give a check.
Review it, and then, I mean, we're not renting it, till, I think, April, so, yeah, time.
I just wanted to make sure, yes, you guys did approve it. Rachel made the motion and Doris approved it
Okay. Sure.
last meeting.
Last meeting.
I know, we talked about it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I knew we talked about it.
Okay, update on minutes, ordinances, and resolutions on the website. Is that many?
No, I think we're good now, aren't we? I contacted Ryan with Visual Rush and, but I did forward you, they had to buy a plug-in and I forwarded you the bill. Did you get that, Lori? I forwarded the bill on it. It's like $455.
Yeah.
That he had to have in order to upload.
Is this gonna work with what we have, or,
What?
is this gonna work with what we have? Is this something? I just had a lot of questions with it, cause I didn't know anything like, I didn't, how am I gonna upload them? Is this something that I send to him, or?
I don't know. He uploaded everything through 2025. So whatever.
Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
sent him all of those, so I haven't actually had a chance to look this over and talk to him, so,
Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
So I just have
Make
to
sure that-
send it to him, or how?
Yeah.
If we need to do something.
So
we can do it.
I know that we are current on the website for minutes through 2025. So I think he uploaded about a year and a half this weekend.
Yeah.
So we're getting there.
Almost. Almost at the finish line,
Yeah,
per minute.
you got anything else?
No.
Park issues. We have no issues at the park. Budgets. We haven't received anything, and I get that for yours. We haven't received anything basically yet on budgets. What I've left it with him is he made some proposals. I passed them on to you guys. You guys have had some comments. So we're gonna need to work through some of those.
Mhm.
uh, On what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do it, and how we're gonna fund it. But there is nothing changed at this point. Okay. Squatters, that's been taken care of. I'm sorry, if you have any questions about it, or I'll pass on to.
Well, I don't have one, but
Well, I understand, but that.
Yeah.
If you guys got a question, let me know.
No.
I'll try to. Squatters that got taken care of. Only issue with that is wondering why it took 2 weeks for the park employees to figure out that there's someone down there. If it did, so that's a different question.
They went in like the 5th or the 6th, and we found out the 30th.
There's more, there's things going on before that.
Mhm, yeah,
To what, I'm sorry?
yeah, it was, the information was brought to one of the meetings, but didn't have everything.
that
Yeah,
is correct.
yeah,
And because it was a result of a fire.
Right.
And, but the thing was, I think the issue was no payment was ever
That's
collected.
once they didn't get payment, so they moved in on the 5th, but then
Mhm.
all that was working through and then.
Yeah.
They weren't paid and they wouldn't leave, so, I
Right.
mean, it was a little bit more complicated, but yeah, that's. I mean, the good news is, like I shared with you all, having looked at the statutes on it now, there's, we have. Some pretty good flexibility. If people aren't paying at the park, we don't have to evict them. Mike's first thought, and I think the old rule was you might have to take them to court, get them out, but. Law enforcement issue now. It's, if we tell them to go. And they meet and they haven't paid, or there's other things that could trigger it. And they won't leave, then you can basically call them trespassers. That's good.
But shouldn't we have, when they moved their trailer in there that day, shouldn't we have gotten payment?
Well, it was the issue of. They came in, but then you gotta approve the long-term stay, and so is it gonna be approved? Wes was trying to figure that out. He had me looking at it. And it came to a meeting, it wasn't approved, so this is the problem. We've gotta fix the process, because if somebody rolls in and wants to move in, but they have to wait for a council meeting to get approved, what do you do? Maybe they should have paid up front,
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
but that's not in the policy, so, I mean,
If they would have paid up front and we wouldn't approve them, but they would have got being reimbursed.
well, I guess, it's not written down, so I don't know.
Why-
just
but
saying,
why-
what,
where
there was
would-
some
But you even go at any place, another park, do you pay when you go into another park?
Well, I think
there's some
part of
uncertainty
it,
about the long-term policy is all I'm saying is there was uncertainty about the long-term policy that led to that whole situation. Could have been handled differently, but
Here's the thing, again, I go back in time, is that the names were brought to a council member, and then Michael or whoever would do a background check, and it was no big deal, it was a yes or no. We didn't have all the information to give them to approve it, so they shouldn't have even been in the park.
I don't.
Yeah,
I
the
think that's what I
circumstance,
know.
it was around a fire, so it's kind of an emergency situation for them.
We've done that before, and I've stated before that the clerk, okay, I ain't gonna mention her name, but she had contact with the insurance company to make sure that they would pay directly to the park so that there wasn't an in-between person. And when they were there, we paid, they were a camper until it was approved to go long-term. So they were supposed to.
Yeah, and I don't know any of those things. And so what I've talked to Wes about is we need to come to a
Well,
written
he wouldn't
policy.
know.
He wouldn't know either. So somebody needs to tell us what the policy is so that we can get
I
it
mean, it
written down.
worked, it always
Okay.
worked.
Well,
Can't fix something that's not wrong.
If we don't have it in writing anywhere,
there's
New
no
people-
written
people,
policy
yeah.
for me to refer to, so we need to get one put together, but
our policy we want is that they're going to make, no matter what the circumstance is, they've got to make payment before they leave a vehicle or camp on the grounds. And then if they're denied for whatever reason, we will refund it. Correct?
Yes. That if it, it's an emergency like that, that's
Is
whenever
that
we
something-
have our clerk.
Yeah.
That's when the town clerk then contacts the insurance company and make sure that they pay directly to the park.
Can you put down the 5 or 6 things that you just said in order
Yes,
and give to me? And then I can make sure that gets included,
yes.
so we all get to where we want to be. Okay?
I mean, before we just really never did it, put it in the attorney's hands because it was all back.
I'm not
worded-
asking
A
you to
word
get
was
in.
the word that
I'm
you
not-
were gonna come in and pay.
I'm not asking to get in the middle of it. I'm just saying there's no written policy for anyone to
Right.
refer to. And I would like there to be a written policy
And I
because I think
understand.
there's some things that we need to make sure we have down. So knowing what the process is, so we can reflect it in writing is what I need. That's all I need.
Okay. And like I said, it always worked before.
Okay, well, we're coming to a resolution on that one. The boat ramp got mentioned. Wes says he was told not to do anything on the boat ramp. I think our insurance company told us to do something on the boat ramp. I don't know who told who.
The
what,
insurance company
I don't
said
care.
you're not prohibited from doing something on the boat ramp. If you want to do something on the boat ramp, I think we can, it just depends on what you want to do.
I believe I need to tell him we want to move forward with maintenance on the
Definitely
boat ramp.
maintenance.
And then if he's got any other proposals other than maintenance, he needs to prepare, he needs to provide
Talk
that to
about
us.
Wes.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanna know how he can give us recommendations when he has stated that he's never had taken a park with the lake.
It's the same way I would go out and find things and make recommendations.
Like buy a boat and then you can't do it and you ask someone in a different state how to take the,
Well, there's probably some details on boat ramps on what you should do maintenance wise. So I'm going to hope he goes to that. We can verify and I can do a chat GPT and send it to him saying, here's what we're looking to have done. That way he gets
Yeah.
all the quotes and all the.
I don't think doing nothing is an option at this point because it's already putting us in turmoil the past 2 summers. So
Needs to
the
be.
doing nothing's not working. So however we move forward with maintenance, whatever that might look like, I think we need to instruct to happen.
I have no problem with them doing maintenance if they know the right people to go to.
Okay.
Now, if there's any more substantial replacement or or whatever, we'll just need to run that through, make sure. Yeah.
I got new area written down. I know, I think I put that down because we had some talk about why don't we go ahead and do this and why don't we go ahead and do that? I don't have anything on it other than I believe DNR told us to kind of stay off of it for 2 years.
No, so we can't keep it for 2 years.
Okay.
We can develop it at any time. We cannot pave it for 2 years. The road. Yeah.
So do we want to go ahead and start thinking about opening that up for campers? Or are we talking just for the dirt bike race or something that those guys can come in, camp up there together?
I don't have an issue. It has no infrastructure. What we need to move forward is looking at what infrastructure looks like. At the bare minimum, electric and water.
Exactly, because that's what
Yeah.
that's why that we took the falls down so that we would have a campsite with water and sewer.
The utilities are right there on Peach Street. So, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's cheap, but if we don't move forward with what it looks like, we're never really going to know. And, as far as the new area, I think I kind of started that, opening that back up because of the fact that Interlake, was looking to bring in a off-road dealer to rent UTVs out there. So it's not only going to be just the people that have owned UTVs. They're looking to rent them out there as well. And I feel like we need to be talking to Interlake. I mean, we need to be doing this together. We have the opportunity, we have the space out there. And we're just kind of sitting on it. And I think we need to get something started here. So that's kind of where I went with that. I think that was part of the new area thing. And I don't object right now to having anyone rent out there and, have a generator, bring their own water. I mean,
That's gonna bring in some revenue to
Yeah.
help pay for this.
I have no issue renting it at all, as long as it is, equipped with picnic table and fire ring. And it's, and it's primitive, considered primitive.
Give us
And then we'll have the gates open and people can come and go.
Mhm.
Who's going to monitor it?
Mhm.
Who's going to monitor who's up there?
I assume that's what our park staff is for.
Well, they don't get out of the office now, so what would be the big deal? They're not going to the office and check out the new spots.
If we ask our park staff to do it, which I do believe it should be that, then does that then fall under Wes? And if so, we pay him so much per site. Do I need to negotiate out something separate for up there? Because it's not going to be rented all the time. I don't want to pay
Yeah.
all these site bills for nobody renting it.
Yeah, I agree.
Sound right to you?
Well, for right
Yeah,
now, we're employed, or he's employed by us. Correct?
Yeah, and I do feel it should be their responsibility.
I mean, it'd be the same thing. It would be online booking with the rest of our campsites too at some point. And it'd all just be a different section of the campground.
Okay. I will try to communicate that to him.
And I do think that we should probably, go ahead and make the recommendation to the dirt riders that would be available for camping, given that every possible space of our park is taken up that weekend. I mean,
Yeah.
lined up and down roads and everything else that,
We might as well make some money off of it.
the majority of them, I'm pretty sure, come with generators, so.
Yeah.
I think definitely that should be an option that weekend.
Okay. I think I got that.
if we're talking about, raising his, or you negotiating, what, I'd like to know, Laura, do you know offhand, his 1099? What the amount of money that you sent him that he made from the park? He didn't get a 1099? How come?
I haven't paid him anything.
He hasn't claimed any money.
Mm-mm. He hasn't claimed anything.
Because he has a separate account he's paying bills out of. But,
We don't know.
but we don't know.
Why don't we know? That, that's the good question, because
Don't you have,
that's our park.
you don't
That
have
is our
access yet to his numbers that he has?
He
that
puts
said-
money into the account. He makes deposits into the account.
We don't know what any bills have been paid out of there.
I still pay all the bills.
You still pay the bills?
Uh-huh. Yeah, he just makes deposits.
And those deposits are supposed to be the revenue coming in from reservations.
But he
We
has
haven't
not.
seen anything where he's deducted any costs for anything at this point,
No,
which I would think that's right. Doesn't have to
He-
work
yeah.
overtime.
he has. There has been no. I have not paid him. He has not had any deductions. He's taken no money as far as I know at this
I
point.
guess you both won't have a problem by asking if he's paid himself anything, correct?
Yeah, I'll ask him.
It'd be nice to have the paperwork on it.
Okay.
It'd be nice on the paperwork
Yeah,
too.
we need something from him for tax purposes. So I'll do that.
It'd be nice to also know how many boaters are coming in, how many people are coming in to kayak. Are they renting?
And maybe, his fee, since the camp website is online, the camping website is run through him. Maybe he automatically deducts his fee through that. And, at the same time, I think we should know what that fee is.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, David,
Okay.
why don't you work on that?
I mean, we're paying an attorney
I
at the park.
will take that on too.
I mean, we're paying you to work a contract and stuff, but we don't see nothing
Did work a contract up in the spring
with you and him. I mean, you talk,
every now
you
and
did the contract with him, and we know nothing about any of the bills. And that is our part. We should know everything that comes in and out of that park.
My understanding was it was all gonna be available to you to see. So if we're not, then you figure out why.
And I think we've asked for it before.
Well, we didn't we sign an agreement with him?
Mhm.
Yeah, you all approved an agreement and signed it.
Wasn't that,
Park
there
management.
wasn't a contract attached to it?
There's a what do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a contract.
You
Yeah.
signed a,
So we got
signed
it
it.
somewhere.
we
We
signed a park management agreement with.
Yeah. In
I don't understand.
July 21st.
In July, you signed a park management agreement with them. It's all in the contract what's supposed to happen. Well, he gets paid and I don't know why.
have
It's,
that contract, Lauren.
Yeah, I took a copy.
Can you make me a copy, please? So I have that when I talk to him. And then I can I can dig into it a little bit more. And make sure that we are doing the legalese things. He's reporting income. Income's not disappearing. Because somewhere, we got a state board of accounts is gonna want to see that somehow. So we gotta be able to show them income, expenses, costs. And, if he took money out this last year and he needs to get a 1099.
Well, he's Total Camper is a incorporation. So he doesn't get a 1099 from us. We only do NECs.
Okay.
And he's not an NEC.
1099, and then you see.
Yeah, but he's not no, I don't give him a 1099 because he's not.
You don't give him a 1099 NEC form?
No, because he's
Anything
not
else?
an NEC.
Well,
He's an incorporation.
I have to look at the contract. We're making payments over $600. I thought we had to file a 1099 NEC.
Not if he is incorporated. That's
Well,
for individuals and LLCs.
Again, it boils down to that we want paperwork. We want numbers on it.
But you had that, so would somebody just needs to talk to him and find out what he's.
Yeah, Lori says we've got it, so we'll pull that out and I'll look at it and I'll give you a copy also, so you got it to read.
You have it up.
Okay, potential additions and upgrades to the park. We talked about getting utilities up there. Anything else that we need to talk about? I know he's wanting to do some things, but we don't have the money to do some of those things that he's asked for. I'm waiting for his approval to begin. We're gonna try to solidify that and then come back and decide what we're doing and how we're doing it. Other than utilities, we don't really have anything. I know we wanted to strike the parking lot over there. I know we wanted to fix the road out to the kayaks, which I still think needs to get done. So on, you're gonna get to a priority list and you'll see that I've got that on there for the park. Snow removal. For some reason that came up this week. Town streets, who's in charge of the town streets? What are the town streets versus the park streets? I know we try to do the town and the park, but our equipment broke, which somebody thought that you did that on purpose. Uh,
I will.
we don't really have any issue with that, right? Normally the town streets are done, the park streets are done. We need to make sure town hall gets done because that back parking lot didn't get done on the first run through. The community center, I don't believe got done. And I don't know who did the fire department. And I don't know if we have to do that or not.
We did it on Saturday, but didn't get back to it Sunday because the plow got broke. I was on my way there to do it when the fire department called me to town to help them get motors to their house.
What?
They were escorting cars to get back to their house, so they called me to come plow the road and get people back to their houses.
Who takes care of the fire department? Is that the town or is that supposed to be Warwick County or EMS
The
or?
town of Lynnville.
I've always done it.
That part,
And
or the-
I did plow the EMS building. That was the first one I done. I always do that one very first. I might go in, grab a swipe, and I come straight out the door to Peach Street and open Peach Street up and salt that so that they can get in and out. They usually come in and finish cleaning the rest of the parking lot.
Me and you need to, hopefully it won't come back again this year. We need to just sit down and make something up, snow removal.
Yeah.
Here's who does what, and here's the time frame, and here's what we're gonna do, this street, that street.
Usually from start to finish, it takes us about 3.5 hours to go from Spurgeon all the way to Deer Lane, and that's 68 out to Kitty Lane. Kitty Lane is the last road we do. I know there's a couple people said we never plowed, we always do. We make one pass out Kitty Lane and back.
If they listen to the news and Facebook, there was people on there that couldn't get out yesterday.
Yeah.
And they were in Newburgh and Evansville, so, and all of our streets look wonderful. They really do. I got to go out today.
I do want to say thank you to the town and to Eigner Construction,
Yes.
because our main streets were cleared
They were.
and pretty quickly. Maybe not quick enough for some people, but overall, we beat every town around us.
And with that, Brian, will you send me your paperwork that you have on snow removal by noon tomorrow? That's when the EMA wants it. And he specifically said that he would put in anything, any amount. Okay, I asked if it had to be 5,000, and he said no, put in any amount. And I asked if the snow removal is covered, and he said it could be considered protective measure under the fire department, police, etc. And he said that he will do the paperwork because I wouldn't know how. And so if you give me your information, I will contact Eigner. Actually, I'll actually message him tonight. And we'll get that rolling and make sure he gets that too. And then we have Wilcox's bill also.
How about the repair of the plat that broke because of the snow? That's pushing it.
I would put it on there because it is,
No.
yeah.
Put it on, let them say no.
You got the bill for it, Brian?
Well,
They know what it's gonna be, but they haven't totaled the bill out because we are actually in discussions with them. We're not happy about a couple of things that were done.
I have the original bill.
How much are we talking about?
About $3,200.
If you got the original bill, we will send
I
that
think it's
in.
over there.
And then if it goes down, we'll be nice to them and we'll call them up and say, we got a reduction. We'll refund it to them.
So, I mean, at least try.
I would say try.
And I have like 2 or 3 other smaller bills of things for the plow that they had to purchase to fix it.
Try to get as much as we can into the state doesn't give us much very often.
We went there with about 2 skids of salt also.
That
Okay.
needs to be put on there.
That needs to be put on there.
So like on my paperwork, it shows the truck, the operator, who worked it, and the amount of loads of salt that was done during their time.
Well, we also get reimbursed for employee work, right?
Yes, including
So we
overtime.
need to know the hours and all that too.
Hours is on, the truck's on there, the operator's on there, and the amount of salt we used during that time of that shift. So it's the person, the hours, the truck, and the salt all listed on that work
And
order.
they're all need to wait for like,
Do you have the amount of the skids of salt? How much those skids? Because we bought them so long ago. I don't know where that.
But we just got a new one ordered, that we know the price of it.
So you get that one. Okay.
Well, there should be one right now from Menards to be picked up, we just ordered one more.
Okay.
Main Street sidewalk. Are you done?
I am.
Okay, Main Street sidewalks. Who is going to be responsible of cleaning the snow? That is owned by the state. The state's not going to come up and clean them.
No, just like they're not going to mow them.
So the town, so it's either the town or we wait on the individuals. And there's some individuals which won't go out and shovel.
And
For any reason. You know, we do have a nice looking Main Street. And we do want people to walk up and down it and use it. So I just want to know how we want to attack Main Street sidewalks.
And I have concerns about just anyone doing it. That's $1 million worth of sidewalks out there. You couldn't see the sidewalk. I mean, and that if you don't know where the sidewalk's at, you could be busting curbs with equipment and, you know, so I guess I'm feeling a little protective over them or something that.
We can't afford to fix them if they were damaged. So we need someone that's got insurance if they're going to bring in a company.
And we need to fund them. Because it's going to cost money.
So I don't know how we want to go about it. I just think that, and hopefully we won't have big snows like this very often, but I think we need to have a plan of, okay, are we going to clear these sidewalks? How are we going to clear them?
If
And
we were gonna do it, I recommend we get a walkable snow blower machine.
And on this last snow, that would work.
Yeah.
On
That
the
would-
wet snow, don't those things clog up?
I would much rather do the sidewalks with that, then they can clean up with a shovel.
$1,000?
I can get some prices, we can maybe even get one like we did with the blower that's a year old or something.
I was thinking about the next month, if anybody's got them left, they should be reduced in prices.
Would the state have any that they sell?
I don't think so.
I did it on like 2 hours with our snow blower.
Yeah.
I mean,
They move it a lot faster.
So we've got a person in the audience who says that he will do the Main Street sidewalks for us.
but you paid Eigner an hour. Yeah.
We paid them $0 for Main Street sidewalk.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, we'll come up with.
Would I consider the alley? You wanted to make it a walking alley one time.
Okay.
Town insurance renewals are being worked on. Is anything major with it? Town marshal applications, we've gotten 4, of which one I don't believe will be qualified. I sent you, and we'll talk at these executive meeting or some or personnel meeting. I sent you copies of those resumes. Please look those over. I think we do have 3 good candidates. We'll continue moving on that. Talked about text messaging software. There's one called eScribe that I've gotten something on last week. And I know there's text messaging options and software that I believe Rachel was looking at, if I remember.
We have, other than what we already have,
We're
or
trying-
different from what we have, I mean?
Possibly. We're trying to get messages out there in a more timely manner.
Yeah. So basically, we're spending $1,600 a year just, I mean, we didn't even, I feel like emergency situations like the snow should have been sent out in a text message. And there are systems that will automatically connect, or you don't even have to send it out. As long as you're using that system, then an emergency alert will automatically go out to the people in our system. Okay. What we have is just your basic. So we have to go in and put everything in.
Right.
Okay. And so there's 2 options there. And the other thing is, like, when there is a water break and people are without water, we've got to send a message out, because the past 2, I have people message me, is there a water break? I'm like, I don't know. You know, I haven't been on Facebook yet to find that text thread that's going down. And so, I mean, that's another thing that we should be sending out. If part of our town is without water, we need to send a message out. And I personally, I mean, for $1,600 a year, don't find ours very user friendly at all. Like, you can't do anything with it from a phone. So
No,
you have to be sitting down in front of a computer, logging on to the software, and I don't know. I don't know what options are out there. I have about 7 companies that I did get information on that I'm going to start looking at. Actually, 8. So I've already contacted 1, 2. So that is the list that I'm working on. I'm just telling you, I'm working on it. Will you pass that down to Lori, sir?
Yeah.
So
That's
that's,
for state.
so I'll hopefully have more information for you in a month to see what cost and comparing make sure we're comparing apples to apples, and to see, I mean, we might not change at all.
Do you know what that eScribe is?
I do not.
It said something specifically for municipalities.
I know what it is.
You know what
I already did the demo on it. It does a bunch of stuff, but I think it actually has something like this on there for it too. I did the demo.
They're saying they updated it to meet some new recommendations or state requirements.
Yeah, it has the whole something encoded in it. So if you take a picture, I can't remember. They talked about it at the training, but if there's a picture, you can click on it. It says where the picture's from.
Have you seen that?
I have not.
Okay, I will forward what I have to you, and then if you
See
think
that?
that's
Yeah.
another one we need to look at, we will.
Safety stuff. Yeah. But I've done the demo on that.
The company that come and talk to us before this board.
Yes, that was who we have our texting through.
Yeah. And, and I had hoped that our new website would have, the capabilities, but they don't have that module with it. So, it's right now, the one we have is just kind of standalone.
Yeah, and like with the school closings and just road conditions and just, emergency, you don't know what's coming up. A lot of people don't have smartphones.
Mhm.
Or they don't know how to use them. Some of the elderly, so if you, that would be on Facebook, that would be great.
Rachel, when we were doing the text, I don't know if you remember this, but when we were researching the text before, there was a system that you could go to be connected to the county, like the EMS or something for
Right.
the county.
So
I know it was,
yeah, that's the ones that include the IPAWS/WEA.
okay,
So those some of them support that, some of them do not. That's the system that
Okay.
will connect us to the county.
Okay.
And so I was going to get pricing with them and without.
I just price them with it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry
Or
about that.
without,
You know,
okay.
let's get the thing that ties into the county. So we don't.
I
have
think
to
we
try
didn't
to
do it before because we didn't know what we were getting into either.
No, we didn't. No, not at all.
Okay,
And
when's this agreement that we're under expire? You have an idea?
I don't think it is. It's just
Just
a month to
them
month.
up?
We
Yeah.
just
We
have
can
to
cancel them within
cancel
60
it
days. No.
if we decide. Yeah.
I don't even remember.
Okay.
It was the same one our website, previous
Yeah.
website was. We just have to make sure we cancel it.
Could we have to check into like, because a lot of this would be emergency management.
Oh, and so actually, Doris, I am glad you said that too, because I have grant information on it also. I didn't make us all a copy of that, but I have pulled out the grant information for it as well, because there is a chance that maybe we could get the cost offset with this. So
Yeah, I mean,
I do have it here
we
too.
don't ask for snowstorms and different things that police department would put out
Mhm.
on the websites in the schools. It's for safety.
Is that from the IOTA or something like that? IOTA Indiana.
Um, I don't know.
Okay, because I did fill out for a grant for
No.
IOTA, which is something Indiana State Technical, and then I sent it to our IT guy to fill out his part of it.
Well, we can also pay it out of public safety.
What?
We can pay it out of public safety.
Yeah, but if we could get money,
Yeah, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
we do have some money
Money.
in there, so we're gonna move
Yeah.
ahead with it, and then we'll figure out how to fund it, but we've got money sitting in that budget.
I just want it to be user friendly.
And it does, it needs to be that way.
Mhm.
And if we can get it where the county puts in something, or the weather service puts in something, it automatically hits us, wonderful.
Yeah, I think we talked about it, but we didn't know at the time what we were dealing with, and I think it was the emergency, like the weather and everything else
Okay.
goes with
I
it.
wonder if we can get a better price if we included Elberfeld and Henderson in that also. Chris,
No,
do you know
we're
if
responsible for any other town.
Elberfeld?
I don't know. I can ask. I don't know.
I don't know how you tie it in. 'Cause it
Or,
could be
yeah,
county
they don't
specific.
have a sign.
You know, if it's for Park Township or Lynnville, then it hits us.
But
It's for
township
Ward County.
trustees, and since that sign is sitting, or that sign, it would go across also at the community center, some information. That's part of the,
Yeah.
that's part of the trustees, maybe she'll throw in $1,000 or whatever. Some money, I mean, all you
Yeah,
can do is ask.
Would it connect to our signs? It wouldn't automatically.
No,
connect
it
to our sign.
automatically have to send it to our client.
Anything else? Okay, discuss town priority list. That's just me, so we can yank that around and do things to it. But I basically based that off of last year and took off what we got done and left what we don't have done and what we've talked about maybe doing. And tried to assign them in some type of order, which we can always talk about. And the logic is if I know we're gonna do it, it's gonna be one of the top 2 or 3 or 4 things. And then the other things is what we try to fund. You'll see there's items in for the town of Lynnville, there's items in for community center, there's items in for park. Venue, utilities. If anybody has anything to add. I didn't get anything this last time, but think about it hard. If you got stuff you think we're gonna need to add, I'd like to get it in there somewhere. And then try to come up with a total projects that, number one, will be here, out of the town's budget. Number two, maybe out of the community centers. Number three item may be out of the venue. I just want to try to work it through, so go in some type of logical order when we're spending money and we are getting the tasks done that we say that we need to get done. If there's something that we decide we can take off, we can take it off. It's just there.
I know this sounds simple, but Rachel and I will understand this with the tablecloths and like with the stripping and stuff, or the chairs and stuff. If we use those and also at the park for the rec building, could we not split that cost?
I didn't think we wanted to move the chairs and
Well, no,
tables
I'm
back
talking
and forth.
tablecloths.
No, I don't think that's,
No, we
I don't think that's a bad idea.
I just lump them in a category at this point.
Yeah.
Where the money comes out, it's something else. I tried to look under that other items to consider. I tried to put things in there that we've talked about or possibly may talk about. Doesn't mean anything at this point. It's just things to think about. I did got the time and the well projects in there separate. So I look forward to receiving anybody's comments on that. Economic development center. Anybody want to speak towards that?
Isn't that the one that you talked about last meeting that Rachel?
Yeah, it's February the 18th and
Yeah.
19th.
That red, is that something
Yeah.
different?
Rural empowerment development. The celebration planning that's at Newburgh.
Okay.
I know she responded to that one, but I think she may have been invited to Red too.
Okay, and we're gonna try to tie that into celebration up here, right?
That's the goal,
Have memorial
that
flags go up at the same time, and blah, blah, blah.
to see what the county is doing countywide for this 250 celebration, and then incorporate something on this end of the county in this. Okay, just to try for all of us to be on the same page.
Yep, it'd be nice if I could consider.
Something I wanna go back to the park and Rachel, remember this, we've talked about this for years. I had a refrigerator out there.
I wondered about that.
And that should be at the top of the list because this one that we've had out there forever, big swatter, I mean, you pull the buckets or the bins out and stuff, there's always water sitting in there, so we have a problem.
Yeah, look at the 18.
We wanted one like what's out the community center, and I actually contacted the guy and he didn't have any last year. So I
Are you talking a basic refrigerator or are you talking
one with the
refrigerator
glass
in
door.
units? So you're talking some type of units.
yeah. And we wanted a one door out there. So the group,
Okay.
put in what it was.
While we went back there, I did put a refrigerator in the 1882 unit. But
Yeah, we
like
put one
these
down
ones,
there
that,
too.
that would just be a regular refrigerator, correct?
Yeah.
Little
just a regular.
$600, $700.
Well, you know what, we also talked about we wish we would have got the double door at the community center because we're shaking your head for
You
no.
don't want the French doors. They don't have as much We just-
We're
It doesn't
going
work.
out
It
at the
doesn't work.
space, that would take up a lot of space there. We have double doors to church.
Yeah.
And it would.
Everyone thinks those are good.
Mhm.
Once you open them up, the shelves are narrow on both sides. You
Okay.
run into height issues.
I was just thinking if we got.
But if they
double
want
there.
one, I will sell them the one I've got at my house. I go out and buy a new regular. Just kidding.
No, we had talked about it and I just thought, well, we got the double door community center, we could might move that one to the park and,
I got it added and we'll try to make a plan for
okay.
that. Sam's Club tax exempt issues. We had some snafu with Sam's Club that we couldn't get tax exempt. You had to go out there or someone had to go out there. Has that been done?
I
So
don't
we're not-
drive.
So we're still not getting anything from
Oh,
Sam's?
it's just if we order off the online Sam's Club website, like the Sam's Club site, if we order anywhere else, we're fine. It's just ordering off the Sam's Club site. It's just one site we're having a problem with.
Order from
No.
Sam's Club website?
That's why it hasn't been taken care of. The only thing that we've ordered from the Sam's Club website are the chairs and tables for the community center, or tables for the community center that they ordered. That's the only thing that and that's when we found out that that was the problem. Everything else, it works fine. It's just ordering off of that one website.
If I gotta do something next time I'm in town, just let me know and I can go fill out whatever. If I have to. I go to town at least once a week, not twice or three home.
Yeah.
Requirements, for town officials, to attend council meetings. That was requested by Doris. I'll let her speak to that. What you would like to see, how we need to do it.
Let me go now.
Mhm.
I would like to see at least every other meeting that Brian's not here, that Blake is here. He is being paid by taxpayers. He's making a decent salary. What we've done in the past, again, everything's in the past because that's how you learn. What we've done in the past is if our employees had to come to a meeting, what they did was they figured 3 hours and they come in later that day so that it was, their shift was still working at 3 hours, that extra 3 hours.
Are you wanting some, for instance, a town meeting, are you wanting them at every meeting or every other meeting?
I want every other meeting that Brian's not here, that Blake shows up, because I would think that we need to know. We should know as council, because you sign those paychecks and you sign all this information, that we should know what's going on in the town, what needs to be fixed. I know that we've got work orders. What are they recommending us to do?
We got work orders and purchase orders. I don't think we want to hold up. This, I don't think we want to hold up the town that's fixing something to get town approval. If they got a,
Well, I ain't saying
Okay.
that. I'm saying that if he has a project that he thinks that town needs, that we need to look at, just like we're looking at for the computer programs and the signs and all this. What does he as a town manager think that we need to do to help this town?
and right now we've got the GIS system in there. We've got a consultant for bonding. And we've talked before, and I don't know where we're going with it, to change out the machine for the waste, out of the wastewater to
Yeah,
get water.
we're looking into that, and then we are also negotiating new disposal costs with Republic.
Okay. But you're with your sewer treatment. I wanted to talk to Blake, so he's town manager, correct? He's considered town manager. What is he considered?
No, I'm still town manager, Blake is just basically superintendent.
Yeah.
He's taking over my old position, which means he would be taking care of He's being trained to do the water leaks. He's learning the smoke testing. He's learning all that. Blake is still learning that part of that job. He is also being a backup, being trained by me
Yes, you're
to
talking
at the
like,
sewer plant to take tests and run tests. So with us pulling the contractor out, now we are running the sewer plant 7 days a week.
yeah,
So
if you have a problem, you have to have someone back up in case you work 70 hours.
somebody has to be at the sewer plant every day.
Sure.
So that's why we're trying to work this out where we're not running into overtime. But when we have water leaks, we have snow removal, it happens. And that's also why we've started the utility meeting the Wednesday after this meeting to discuss utility issues.
Which I attend.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be nice if we got a copy of what was discussed or,
You,
You know,
you can come to it all if you like.
well,
Tomorrow at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. It's always the Wednesday after the meeting at 10 o'clock here at Town Hall.
I take notes off.
so you're saying you don't want Blake to come up?
Well, that's up to the council. It's not up to me, but I don't. I'd rather have him out in the town doing things that need to be down in the town for 3 hours and sitting in here like Brian hasn't done tonight for 3 hours. My opinion. I don't think we're gonna get that much extra information out of them. I may need to disseminate information myself better to the council. For instance, when I go to that meeting tomorrow, I can zip it out to you, and then that might give you the information that you are now talking about trying to get. So at this point, I would say, no, I do not want it, because, like Mike May in the fire department, they don't need to come in here every meeting unless they've got something that needs to be reported, they're gonna file it. Otherwise, it's just using up their time and using up our times. The town marshal, I think that's something a little different that we may want to discuss when we hiring that person. Somehow we need to get a report on what they're doing, how they're doing it, when they're doing it. But then again, confidentiality issues. So, but that's something we need to address.
And I think that Rachel hit a perfect point with both of us, and I don't say anything, and Rachel just very seldom gets on Facebook and says anything. But we also get messages, we get phone calls constantly, like at water break or just whatever. But it would be nice if we got, information on what was discussed at this meeting, so that if a problem shows up, we can say, we discussed it, we're going to work on it.
And we can do that, other than emergency items,
Well,
water main breaks tomorrow, it won't be discussed in that meeting if it happens
Well, we
during the
know
meeting or
that.
after.
it happens.
And what we need to start doing a little better, and I don't do it either, I try to answer the questions when I get it. I get phone calls and emails all the time too. Probably need to refer them up to town hall, try to give them an answer, but
Well,
You know, they might be asking a question that someone else is
that is the way.
is thinking about asking. There's no, I know we don't like to get on social media.
Information that you're doing with this here, that they could be doing at their meeting. And I think it's great you're having a meeting, but there's things that maybe you guys are discussing to improve the town that we don't know about, and people are asking Rachel or I.
What our meetings are designed to do is to discuss the topics from this meeting, just the utility side.
Mhm.
So we're not here discussing all the other stuff. We get to spend an hour discussing our issues and what we think.
What you're doing is the foundation work for this town, and without it, we wouldn't have a town.
and that's why we started this meeting,
Yeah.
so they understand what they gotta do.
Mhm.
In the past, they were just kind of running around. So between me and Brian, we decided that
In the past, they did show up. Even Viola showed up for the meetings when they were here.
Referencing the social media, I mean, I realize social media can be a bitch fest at times. but it is also a form of communication to the public, whether we like it or not. It is a way to communicate with the public, and they are going to ask questions. And like I said, I don't mind answering them because chances are someone might be wondering the same thing.
Exactly.
So
And you
they
know
might not like my answer
And
every
I'm
time.
sorry, but everybody's paycheck is coming from those households that are asking and wondering. And
So-
they should have answers.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I don't see how that transpires into having to spend 3 hours of his time here versus working in the town. That's just, again, that's me. I'd rather have him working in the town. We'll try to address these situations in the weekly meetings that we're going to have.
And
And I'll try to get that information to you or.
I think that would be good, David, if you just follow up with, because I'm never going to be here on a Wednesday. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm going to work.
I will send
So-
out, I will send out something as I do for the minutes.
Mhm.
I think you guys like that. I give you
I
a
do.
summary, I give you an overview.
Yeah.
I'll try to do that. Okay?
Okay.
I'm
Well, that'd be good.
satisfied with that. I
And
want
then if that doesn't work for you, then bring it back up again and we'll go.
Well, you got voted down anyway, so, but I'd like the information. I want to know what the taxpayers are paying and why they're paying these guys.
So, just me as a question, we have a water main break, you know, mooring crew hits this emergency, we're jumping, grabbing stuff, we're running. What we normally do is the group chat that is Lori and Megan, basically town hall, we send a message. There's been a water break, the area, and we head that way and start working on it. Is there something we can do different to post it a different way?
If you would have them just go ahead and push our numbers in, because every time there's a spark break up there, I can tell you the 3 people they call every time, and if you don't answer, because you're on the phone with the other person, they will call back. And I don't care that they call me, but I would like information, like there is a water break up there.
We've got that emergency group,
Mhm.
which is you, Blake, the girl with Wyatt is on it. I think Lori's on
I
it.
think everybody's in there.
And all of us are on.
I took myself off.
Yeah, I think everybody's in that.
So
group,
we've got
including
what's
Casey.
called, and it will come over your phone as a text message and it will say emergency.
I've got it
Okay.
in my phone.
And that's gonna be it. Now, what we don't want to happen is everyone start asking questions back and forth to Brian or Blake at that point.
Right.
They will fill us in as they go. Because we need them to get their jobs done.
If you
So-
wouldn't care to include the information in that group, that would be great. That way,
Yeah, we can do
I will
that.
share it on social media.
We can
as
do it, we
soon
can,
as
that
I
way,
can.
we'll just make back the response for that. Because normally if town hall is open, we just put it in that town hall for it, that there's been a water leak and where it's at, and that's where we're headed.
I think it's an emergency.
This has nothing to do with you or Blake or Wyatt or anything.
Yeah,
I want information because people will text us
or
and then it's like, well, we don't know.
you're not telling me no, doesn't it, but they pull up and stop in the middle of the road and won't know when it's gonna be fixed.
I believe it. Yeah, I do.
Okay,
Okay.
I think we're through that.
Yeah.
Again, we'll try this out for a while. If you still feel the need to have them come in every other meeting and push it to us and we'll talk it through. I don't have a problem. I just rather them work in town than
And
here.
My phone's on, so I'm always here during the day. If you got a question, message me. I'll try my best to get back to you as soon as I can.
You do,
You
and I
do,
I
Brian.
usually don't because I know you're busy. But it, like I said, we probably wouldn't even have to call or text you for information if we had the information given to us.
Okay. Well, look at what I send tomorrow. Hope I remember to do it. Look what I send tomorrow and comment back to them and say, this is what I want, or no, can you do this? Okay.
I will.
Chris Wisher, the attorney got anything tonight?
Talked about everything.
Talked about everything? You're on board?
You like you're dying over there, Chris.
Well, he's been here since 4.
Yeah. No, I don't have anything. Do you have any questions for me?
Oh,
No. Lori doesn't have anything, do you?
Just, 2025 fund year-end report that part's been done, so I just got another one done for the FR.
We're progressing.
Yep.
Upcoming town hall is closed, Washington's birthday. Rachel made us aware that she's going to be doing something else on March 3rd and will not be at that meeting. We will see in February, we'll look and see how that goes and see if we're gonna continue to have a meeting on the 3rd, or if we just push it off or do something else.
You can meet with them.
Well, you can get voted into something during that. meeting. We had a guy not come to BZA last night. He's now the vice president of that council.
Who is?
At BZA. I thought it was kind of fun. WWETT conference.
There's a typo on that.
Yeah, yeah.
What that? It's supposed to be the 13th through the 16th.
Educational and Indianapolis for water and sewer.
And that is Brian will be out.
Correct.
Okay, county empowerment development.
That's Rachel.
That's the one that we already talked about.
We talked about that. ILMCT Institute. Oh, that's something Lori wants to go to. I think she says didn't you say it's mandatory? That's mandatory. She'll be out of the office, or will you be doing training in the office?
No, I'll be out. That's the one that it's in Plainfield.
Okay. Alliance Spring Conference. Is that the one up in Miller?
That is, that's Brian. That's French Lake. Yeah.
That's just Brian.
Yeah.
That should also be the graduation from the Alliance.
And I would like to go for that. So I'll be out that day.
Just take a day.
Well, that's what I'm planning on. I'm gonna take that day off.
Okay, Rachel. Can't have anything else. It's been 2 hours.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yours
I'm saving mine for Thursday.
coming in with guns packed, right?
I've got 2 pages left.
Oh my. Okay. I have nothing else. Anything on the floor that you do?
Can I ask a couple questions real quick?
You got 2 minutes.
I'm ready to go.
We may not
Ray
answer.
Paulus, hey, anytime that he says anything about a bond being done, I just have to ask a question about that. Well, you said something about a new bond for something.
Sewer bond.
Sewer bond,
Oh, that's the sewer.
but he said it.
Yeah.
So I know it's a question. So is that like a new something, obviously a new bond? Does that mean our taxes are gonna go up further to pay that bond, or?
I don't even know at this point. We're preliminarily looking at doing the sewer project that needs
Yeah.
to be done. We're looking at how, I mean, it's being looked at. That's what I was referring to is we've got,
We are trying
A
to find a
ban.
way to update everything
Right.
and not have a price increase.
Right.
So hopefully you will not.
A
Now,
percentage of your last increase is supposed to be for improvements. And that is what we're trying to dial in on to make sure that that percentage that we're collecting right now is going to cover this future improvement.
Okay.
Okay.
we actually planned ahead.
Well, okay, I'm
Okay.
gonna write that down. And then something else too, really. Okay. Yeah. So, you know, the last meeting I was here, they said that there's gonna be a 28 cent per 1,000 gallon rate hike from Patoka Water. That was at the last
Correct.
meeting. So I've already talked to like 25 people that live in Lynnville. And we would all rather our water rate get raised to 28 cents when it goes into effect in April for the 1,000 gallons than to put it off and put it off. And then it would seem like we were right back into the ballgame where we hadn't raised our rates, we hadn't done this or whatever. I mean, if it does come to the fact where they're gonna raise it 28 cents for 1,000 gallons of water, I would just rather my water bill go up $1 for the 3,000 gallons I'm gonna use as opposed to, right?
Yeah, well, what.
I mean, you know,
what we're
instead of
saying is-
waiting and then, well, we'll wait until October and it maybe goes up and we don't do anything. And then all of a sudden it's been 5 years and the water's went up $5 in that amount of time
It's not
and we
good.
didn't do nothing again.
We had not planned it to be 5 years.
Okay.
We said we were going to eat it because we thought we could.
Yeah.
Until April 1st or whatever next year
Yeah.
after we see what Patoka is doing for the next one.
Yeah.
So we will combine them at that point, so it may go up 56 cents. And then after that, we'll just do the yearly increases. We just hated to increase everybody
Oh.
after you, I don't know. We
Yeah,
didn't,
but I mean,
we didn't hear too much from the last increase, so.
Oh, no, not really. But like I said, we don't want to get where we have some gigantic raise because things didn't get moved along
No,
again.
it-
So, you know, because I can pay $1 a month for sure, you know, but,
We are not planning as a council to have anything sneak up on us again. Okay?
we're not bonds all this time.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Spread the word.
Anything else? Anybody want to make a motion for adjournment?
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Passes. We adjourn at 7:59. Thank you all. Hang on, because I'm still filming.